What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Viva Los Bills, Buffalo Will, joined by Bobby Blackjack. What's going on, Bobby?
What's up there, Will? How's it going?
It's good. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Everybody out there, no cousin Vinny. He's stuck at work, couldn't get to the show, so Bobby's helping me out and joining me for the show. How you been, Bob?
Oh, pretty good. How about yourself? One thing I gotta say though, I had Josh Allen on 3 of my 4 fantasy teams, and why couldn't I get that 5 touchdown performance during the season? I could have maybe won that.
Did you win any of your fantasy?
I came in second place in one league. Actually, in the Kane Kitty Sports League.
Nice. I'm gonna have to get into that one. I'm not in that sports league.
Yeah, I'll have to next year. I'll have to get you in there.
Next year. I ended up winning, but I didn't have Josh Allen. I tried to trade for Josh Allen at one point. I couldn't get him. My buddy wasn't giving him up. I ended up having Matthew Stafford, and luckily, I ended up picking up Rashard Penny. That same week, their main back went down, and he helped me win. So,
real quick though, having Josh Allen, and the season you guys had, right?
Yeah,
he was up and down a lot, and I think every of the 3 leagues I've had him in, I think I finished like 7-6 in all the leagues. 7-6. We had a 14-week season, right? So 7-7.
Yeah.
So it was just as your season was. It was just like break even, because from a fantasy point of view, he was great one week, and the next week he was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys may have won through those games. Those little games that he lost, that you guys lost, that he was great in. So I mean, it wasn't consistent.
And I think the problem is because they just started trying to just pass, and people were starting to figure it out. So that made it rough on them. Real quick, I forgot, man. Congratulations to the Buffalo Bills. Sorry, Bobby.
Where's your beer?
My beer's right here.
All right.
I know you're a Steelers fan. I was rooting for them. I know it was a tough one, but I didn't think they were going to get the job done, even though I'd rather see Pittsburgh win than Kansas City. But as always, I want a little bigger. I've drank this before. Little Lindman's Framboise. It's a little fancy Belgian raspberry lambic beer.
Wait, is that beer or wine? I mean, what is that?
It's a beer, man. It's a German.
Big ass bottle of beer.
I know. It costs as much as a bottle of wine.
Oh wow.
So we moved on. Last week I had a little champagne. This week I guess I'm gonna go like a champagne of beers, even though it's not Miller High Life. Oh, I messed up. I forgot about that.
You moved up to the country. Now you're drinking bigger ass bottle of beer.
I can't even get in there. I have a cork.
Oh my god.
I need a corkscrew, babe. Need a corkscrew.
Time out.
Somebody's got to give me a corkscrew. I guess I have to put that on hold until one of my kids brings me up a corkscrew. Well, everybody got to see it. The Bills went off. The Bills played a hell of a game. I guess we'll wait. Real quick, here were some of the comments from Sean McDermott. Light and sweet, as always. Got this from the Buffalo Bills website on Twitter.
That's a great win, man. Great win. That's one, right? That's one. Right back on the journey round. That's one. That's a great team win. Let's keep going. We want more, huh? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
That's right. We want more. They're hungry. It's great to see. I mean, the Bills, I thought it was going to be a closer game. They just played a hell of a game. It was nearly perfect. The only 3-point down they didn't convert was when they were in the victory formation and took a knee. Besides that, what was it? 5 drives or 6 drives, 5 touchdowns, it was just.
What do they call it? The perfect game? Like it was the perfect offensive game any team you could possibly have?
It was a perfect game. And I think the last time that happened might have been with the Giants with Phil Simms, I think, in the playoffs. And I think that was in 70-something, if I'm not mistaken. It's been forever, long time, hasn't been done. And in those conditions, it was freezing out there.
Ugh.
And they still played great. Oh, here you go. You got the corkscrew? Thank you, sir. All right, I got a corkscrew.
Oh
Someone
boy.
brought it up. Now I could crack open my beer.
What kind of beer are you drinking to have a corkscrew, man? Come on.
What? You gotta get fancy.
Vinny be embarrassed right now if he was here.
Bills are moving on to the next league. Listen, I've had this before.
You gotta hold back there. I mean, they hopefully win this week. I mean, each week is gonna be a better beer now. Now you gotta go for like Prosecco next or a little
Next week I might have to get another or a fancier bottle of bubbly.
There you go.
You know? So I thought, why not? I like this beer. I've had it before. Oh, look at that. It even pops. I get classy, but I didn't bring a cup. So the Bills Mafia, everybody out there, congratulations. Salute. Shindan, what you got there, Bobby?
It's got my zero sugar 7-Eleven replenished drink. It's pretty good.
I guess Bobby's not celebrating because Pittsburgh lost.
Yeah, you know, what are you gonna do? We didn't expect. I mean, I think for a Steelers fan, two things: you're glad you made it. You're glad you knocked off your arch rival Baltimore Ravens to make it, and give Big Ben one last hurrah. Which I think you know what, it did the best they could.
Yep. Buddy Jason Maldonado saying pinkies up. That's right. Pinkies up. Keep it classic.
You want me to post the comments or you'll do it?
Huh? Oh. There you go. Either or. It doesn't matter. Let's see. There it is. See, pinky up.
That's a small version. How'd you get that?
I don't know.
Oh,
don't know. But at least it came out. Usually I have to read them. I didn't think it was out there. I didn't even see it up there.
All right. I'm trying to I was watching a StreamYard. They had like a little StreamYard, what's the word I'm looking for? Connect.
Okay.
A little 3-hour new features, you know, interactive and stuff. So they said how do I do this? If I want to feature you to talk.
Okay.
That's switching the screen. It's supposed to be something that allows you to be the featured I'll do it. Forget it. Now it's featured out like say I'm behind the scenes producing the show.
Yeah.
And you're making a big point, then I'm able to highlight you so you're bigger on the screen.
I would think it might be the fourth one, little box underneath, but I guess we would need more people, right? There you go, like that.
Yeah.
There you go. So it's the fourth one underneath.
There's a way of doing it. It was like drag and drop or something, but I'll figure it out later.
We'll figure out another day.
Anyway, like I said, I think Pittsburgh, we're glad he made it. And you know what? Now it's like, you know, if you're a baseball fan, you have the hot stove time when you're looking for who's going to what team. Now we get a whole winter and off season of who's the next quarterback in Pittsburgh. So exciting times, I guess. You know, Big Ben did his thing and like I said, got the big win, got him in, and gave for at least a half, gave KC the run for the money. Now, that being said, them punting the ball with 40 seconds to go, wherever that was, giving them one more chance, or a minute 15 or something at the end of the first half, and then them scoring a touchdown right away, and then getting the kickoff and scoring another touchdown quickly. That 14-point swing was the whole game right there. You know, they somehow limit that, and maybe they're back. Actually, it would have a meaningful fourth quarter.
Yeah, it would have been closer.
Yep.
But yeah, listen. How did you feel about? I know we're going back. I guess we'll move forward a little bit, but when the Raiders could have taken the tie with the Chargers and they quit that field goal.
Let me tell you, that was one of the greatest. Now, maybe I have a bias because I had a lot at stake watching that game.
Okay.
It was one of the greatest regular season games I think I've ever watched. Again, being a Steelers fan, knowing that, you know, the one scenario we didn't want to have was a tie, and it came down to the end. It was heart-wrenching. Not heart-wrenching. It was pins and needles. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
We're really going to go out like that, you know?
It was insane that they actually could have ended up in a tie. And they said, you know what? Let's go for the win. I guess just because they're the division rivals and said, you know what? Forget you guys. We're not letting you in.
And the whole controversy about the timeout. And people were talking on the after the game, like, we guys gonna deal there? And I said, yeah, but you guys called a timeout. And it kind of changed things. how to change the demeanor of as they figured, hey, fuck it, man. They're
Yeah.
I thought maybe they're trying to get the ball back. So let's go for the win now.
All right, let's talk real quick about some of these games. Where was it? The Cowboys came down to the last play. A lot of the Cowboy fans wanted to blame the ref for that. Honestly, listening even to Tony Romo, I like Tony Romo when he does his commentation. The guy's on point, you can't take nothing away from him. And he said Prescott should have given the ball to the official, even though the official wasn't there yet. But he should have given it to the official, not his center. His center put it down, but he can't do nothing. Now the official had to run through the line. And, they might have had a second, maybe. But, you can't blame the ref for that one. It's not his fault. Old man trying to catch up to these guys. It just didn't happen. Now, do you just put that blame on him, or do you look at Dak Prescott and say, why didn't you try to run out of bounds, or why didn't you, sooner?
Who called the play?
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing calling a play like that at that juncture of the game? When they have no timeouts, right? At that point. So what are you calling that play for?
Yeah.
Can't stop the clock.
No. They almost got it. They almost would have had one more play. But again, like I said, a lot of Cowboy fans were hating on the poor ref. I don't think it was his fault. It was just they didn't execute it. They should have gotten up, did what they had to do. Now, not even that one. What about the Raiders? Not the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders with the blown whistle. The play, Cincinnati scores on it. The refs blow the whistle dead during the play. Some of the guys slowed down. It was enough to get Cincinnati wide open. Touchdown. They review it and said this play stands. I think that's crazy. If the whistle was blown dead, the play should have been redone. What do you think with that one?
Honestly, I missed that game. That was the game I was prepping for the college game down in Roanoke. So that's one game I missed. I was trying to follow on my phone. And that's where I was having my conversations with Ted Cottrell's wife and everything about your show. So we'll see what happens.
It would be nice to have Ted Cottrell on here. That guy, I was remembering. At first, I had him confused with the old Patriots defensive coach. And I told you that. I was like, he played defensive coach for the Pats. And then I looked up. His 6 years, I believe, as defensive coordinator, the Bills, I think it was 5 or 6 years, they were no worse than 6 overall in defense in the league. So he put in some work. Real quick, Chino over here said, congrats to you guys. The Bills, meaning you guys, the Bills kick some ass. Cowboys suck. And then what he said, he's like, what if the ref didn't go through the middle and went around the line? Shaking my head. That would even taken off more time, him trying to run around those guys instead of going straight through the middle, Chino. So the ref did what he was supposed to do. They should have handed the ball off to him instead. Then maybe they would have had an argument and said, hey, the ref took too long to put it down or something.
Where's our favorite Cowboys fan? Where's Oz and his comments about the Cowboys?
Ozzy's working. All I know was Ozzy was freaking out on Twitter and just going off that because he said they shouldn't have re-signed Dak. They shouldn't have re-signed Elliott, or right? Elliott, their running back. No, Zeke. Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott. They said he should have signed them both. He was just losing his mind. Personally, I thought the Cowboys were going to win this game, and it was just crazy that they didn't.
I don't know. The Niners defense have been pretty stout the past second half of the season.
Yeah, they're finally playing like they were supposed to play. A lot of people had them going far anyway with that team they have, Mm-hmm. They were underplaying, I guess, in the beginning of the year. And then with Jimmy G, everybody hating on him, the guy was out. The team wasn't playing that well. He comes in, he got him. He does enough to win. So I'd like to see if they're going to keep him next year or he's gone. Now, talking about other quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, that guy, Philly, where were they? I said if they can't get a run game going, they're going to really lose that game. And that's what they did. Jalen Hurts put up some good numbers during the regular season, but he didn't look good out there, man.
Yeah, and as I'm also a Giant fan, obviously you can tell. It's kind of a good thing for us because that kind of makes them think about it. Out of 4 teams in the NFC East, only one team has a solidified quarterback position locked up, and you're still, like you said, you're still wondering if Dak's the guy, right?
Yeah.
Hurts with that kind of performance is going to make half the fan base and probably half of the front offices now wonder, do we have the guy? So that's a setback, right? Because most of the teams that are successful out there know what they're going to have in their quarterback room.
Yeah.
Now, I think he plays. I think he's okay as a quarterback. I would give him another year or two. But you know what? There's too many guys out there now. The Russell Wilsons, Aaron Rodgers, who want to leave and go somewhere else. So that's going to make the whole,
Decision
having your quarterback wait a little bit because, all right, he's okay, but we can get that.
What's crazy is some of the numbers he put up were better than Lamar Jackson in the beginning of the year. And I guess being in Philly, you're not really hearing about it and so forth. Chino over here says Dallas honestly didn't deserve to win. Also, Dallas only beat shitty teams like us Giants. He's a Giant fan. But the elite / contenders, they never beat. I mean, it's true. I mean, it was such a good team over there. And Zeke wasn't Zeke this year. And Dak, he struggled with some injuries. And they had injuries at wide receivers during the season, but they still made it. They still had a good record. But is he really worth all the money they're paying? Another guy, Kyler Murray. I picked the Rams to beat them. And this guy, he made the Pro Bowl while Matthew Stafford didn't. And where was he?
And it showed
games.
I'll tell you, there was an interesting article I read about a month ago, probably. Kingsbury, I believe that's his name, the coach there for Arizona.
Kingsbury.
He has a history of severe, collapses at end of seasons, college and now the pros. So who knows? I mean, you can't fire the guy off of that, off a season they had, 11-4 or whatever. I forget what it was. Off the top of my head. But you know what? That's something to look out for because if he keeps having that situation where your team falters at the end of the season, that's not good.
No, especially when coaches, they were 11-6. Coaches like Marty Schottenheimer would lose his job because he couldn't get past the first or second round of the playoffs. He's got his team to the playoffs every year, and the poor guy couldn't win. He was getting fired, which was crazy because
look at Brian Flores getting fired in Miami after winning 8 straight games and at least getting him into contention after starting 1-7.
Yeah,
it's
insane.
It's almost like they should hire Brian Flores and it's like call to the bullpen middle of the season. All right, your coaching sucks now. Let's bring the guy with the winning streak.
Exactly. It makes no sense. I want to see what
they got beat up a lot. They had a lot of injuries at the end there.
The Dolphins?
Cardinals, the offense.
The Cardinals. Well, that too. You lost DeAndre Hopkins. JJ White comes in a little all banged up. But I think they were overperforming most of the year. I didn't think they were that good, but they just got smacked up by the Rams. And I wonder if that's
I've been pretty steadfast that the Rams are going to be in the NFC championship game. They're just made to win now. And what you need, and hey, you'll see the confidence that Stafford has now that he finally has his first ever playoff win.
Yeah. I mean, I like Stafford. I think he was struggling over there.
Stafford, yeah.
Yeah, I've always liked that guy. And now he gets to show it. And they have such a good team on paper. It's just like an amazing team. But who else? Let's get some news out of the way. Actually, I didn't even talk about the Bills game. Talking with you, Bobby. Listen, the Bills dominated. Like I said, I thought the Patriots weren't going to score on that one deep pass they had, and Micah Hyde came up with an amazing interception. That was crazy. The Bills defense was able to get to this guy. They were running the ball. They did everything perfectly. It's like I can't even say anything. Yeah, Mac Jones, I said it. You got to stop the run or slow down the run and force this kid to do what he's supposed to do. And we just see, he's not ready yet. He's not ready yet. He threw 2 picks. He had 2 touchdowns. He was sacked 3 times. He was getting pressured. But he's nowhere there yet where he could carry the team. They need that run.
The one win they had against you was that Hurricane game where Belichick played it perfectly.
Yeah, and Leslie Frazier didn't because they didn't make the adjustments to stop the run. Because if I'm them, I'm stocking the box every play, and I'm making them pass. All right, you want to pass? Go ahead. You beat us, but you're not going to run the ball no more. That's what they should have done.
Exactly.
They just didn't do it.
And he did game 2, and he knew game 3, playing on the road in a playoff game as a rookie was not going to come easy for the guy.
I don't know. Did you see? I was trying to find it. I waited too long.
What?
Pets got hit with the chancleta. That's right. I heard that somebody threw a dildo onto the field again. They used to do it when Brady was there, like once or twice, and now I guess they continued it with them. Somebody threw a dildo onto the field. Did you see the pregame speech by Jordan Poyer?
No.
So he was getting the guys hyped up. He was yelling. He's like, look at these guys. They're over there so cocky. We got to go out there pretty much like smack them in the face, blah, blah, blah. This is the end of their reign. This is the end of their era. We got to go out there and do what we got to do and all this stuff. So some people were giving him slack because, he wasn't saying as nice as that. There were some swear words in there. I think he might have thrown the N word out there. I'm not sure.
Oh, boy.
But they backed it up. They went out there and smacked up these guys. And then I heard Pat McAfee's show that Bill Belichick went to the Bills locker room after his press conference and hung out there for a while, I guess, talking to whether it be McDermott or Dable. But he went and showed some respect. Chino said, yes, that was a good hype. Yeah, he was out there.
Belichick's not the quote-unquote DICK everybody thinks he is.
Yeah.
That's his outer appearance. I think he's, know why? Because, all right, Jets have Mangini. I'm sure Miami's got something. But you know what? I think he's always going to have that soft spot for Buffalo, being the Giants coach way back when all this happened. Well, no, he was gone already. Was he gone?
No,
he was there for.
He was there. That's why.
I mean, I don't think you'll ever find a Giant fan who says I hate the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
we respect you guys for winning 4 straight championships, and like I said, if you guys, I'm pulling for you guys this year because I think it'll be an amazing story too. I love Josh Allen, and so we're not mad at him. But Belichick has his grudges. We all know that.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think Buffalo's one of them.
No, and plus, like I said, Brian Dable was on his coaching staff for a while, and I don't know if you really could dislike Sean McDermott. The guy always seems classy and nice and talks well about everybody. I don't think he ever really had a gripe with anyone. And yeah, that's why Belichick, I always used to say before he won all the Super Bowls, after he won 1 or 2, I used to say he was a better coach than Bill Parcells, for the simple fact that Parcells, when he won, Belichick was his defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And after Belichick and them split, he never won anything again, while Belichick went on to win multiple Super Bowls. Whether it be shady or not, the guy still won those Super Bowls. So you can't hate that guy.
That was funny. There's one thing that's very pretty ironic is that he's getting up in age now. I think he's going to be 70, close to 70 soon. And, will he ride it out with Mac Jones? Or will he realize that he can't win another ring with him and retire?
I think what they need to do is go get themselves a true number 1 wide receiver. See who's going to be out there. They have the running game. They have tight ends. They might need to get a little younger in the defensive side, but mainly try to get yourself a number 1 true. They don't like paying people. But if you go out there and pay somebody for a true number 1, because that's your main concern, then you should be all right. They've taken shots in the draft and it just hasn't panned out exactly. Bourne, I like Bourne, but he's more of a number 2 than a number 1.
Maybe a 3.
Yeah, they just need to go spend some money.
A lot of conjecture that Antonio Brown ends up there next year.
I would be surprised, especially after that crap he pulled. whether he's right or wrong, the way he did it.
Real quick. That's a good segue for a quick little sidebar.
Go ahead.
Bruce Arians hits the guy in the head. He gets fined for it. Now, is it wrong to think that Bruce Arians is maybe the asshole here? That he started a thing with AB on the sideline, then he hits the guy in the freaking head?
Well, it's possible because, according to Brown, he was hurt. The coach knew he was hurt. He was trying to play, but he said, I can't. My ankle hurts. And, then Bruce said he wasn't hurt, or he didn't think he was hurt, or he didn't know. So, we know it's just two sides to every story. And yeah, that was one of the things. The NFL fined him $50,000 for hitting his safety, Andrew Adams. I believe he said he didn't regret it because he was trying to pull his guys off of the pileup when there was a loose ball. Man, you can't do this crap. This is in 1970s, so the NFL fined him. And maybe he is. I mean, he's talked crap about Brady when Brady was struggling, or if the team was struggling, he's talking. I guess he just voices his mind. I guess at this point, he's won what, 2 Super Bowls or 1 Super Bowl?
He might have won as an assistant coach, but not.
Yeah. So as a head coach, he's won 1. Now he's probably like, man, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want. So maybe he is the ass.
Yeah, I mean, they say he's a player's coach, but it doesn't always mean that everything's honky-dory,
No, that's true. Some more news. Chiefs linebacker Willie Gay, he was arrested on Wednesday on a misdemeanor charge for destruction of property of less than $1,000. He was being held for arraignment today. Don't know if it most likely happened, so he should be out. I believe he'll be playing in the Super Bowl because he pretty much broke a vacuum while he was arguing with his son's mother.
There we go.
And there you go. So he didn't hit her or anything. He broke a vacuum, and he was charged for that. Colts defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus, I guess is having his second interview with the Jaguars, or he had it today. And then on Monday, he's supposed to have his second one with the Bears. To me, I wasn't even expecting this guy to even be out there, and he's getting looked at. So he might be one of the first coaches hired on this offseason.
Colts
Huh?
They're whelmed this year.
Yeah, but they fell apart, man. I was surprised. It's rumored Jim Harbaugh would take the Vegas head coaching job if it was offered to him. Another destination I thought maybe was your Giants. Well, your other team, the Giants, especially since he likes wearing khakis. I think he would fit. He would fit.
I'll tell you though. I think I forgot what's his first name. I know it's not Davis. I forgot Mark Davis.
Mark Davis. Yeah.
Mark Davis would be a fool not to give the job to the guy that's here right now, who went under all that adversity this year and got your team to the playoffs. You got to give him. You want to give him a 2-year contract, which is basically a 1 year. Let's see if you can build on what you did. You do it.
That was
now you're talking about Harbaugh coming in to be the head coach. Then get rid of Derek Carr, who had a great season. Look at the weapons he has.
Yeah.
Not that many. Not that many.
But I mean, the only thing, if you did bring in Harbaugh, if you would hope he would be able to turn him around like he did the 49ers and help Carr, I guess, get better like he had Kaepernick the first 1 or 2 years until everybody learned the way he played. And then you saw he was on a straight decline. So I don't know. I think I agree with you. I would probably give the guy, and I like that idea of giving him, like, say, a two-year contract and say, okay, prove us that you could do it. Now, nobody could tell us crap. We gave you the shot. You got the team here. They played around you. Let's see if you can finish the job or whatever. I like that.
Like, we'll do an off-season show, obviously, once you guys are almost, everything's done with the Super Bowl and stuff. But, like, I'd see, like, the Raiders are a wide receiver 1 away, right?
Plus, they
you guys are running back 1 away. That while Singletary has done great the last month, I mean, I still think you can upgrade at the running back position.
It's kind of like both Vinny and I say when it comes to the running back position. Yeah, Singletary's finally playing. Personally, I would like to see Moss carry the ball more because I believe he's more of a a harder runner. Singletary's more shifty, but he's playing well, so I can't hate it. Now, the thing was, we couldn't really evaluate these guys because they weren't running the ball. And then half the times, if you watch Tennessee, a lot of times Tennessee has a fullback blocking for Henry, and Henry's a monster. So why do we always have to run out of the shotgun, single back formation? Now once in a while they're throwing Gillian in there to block, which, helps. You need that extra guy. So I really don't want, like the kid that Jacksonville picked up, right? I forgot his name. He was linked to Buffalo, but he got hurt for the year, and the Jacksonville Jaguars didn't have him. So, okay, if he was available, then maybe. But I think with Moss, with Singletary, and Vinny and I both like Antonio Williams, who's been sitting on our practice squad. The kid gets no love. I think he's a tough runner. He should be out there. I'm surprised nobody's plucked him off our practice squad. But I guess it's a good thing they haven't. Also, we talk about the Raiders. They fired Mike Mayock, their GM. I like Mike Mayock. I think he's a pretty good guy. And they fired him. So now you got to get a GM and a new head coach. So, and the Raiders, yeah, they have a lot of weapons. They just need a few, like, spots, like you said, a wide receiver. You had Amari Cooper over there. They didn't work out, or did, and then he left. They just have to get.
Yeah, because you have Renfro is a great 2.
Mm-hmm.
You got Brian Edwards is a young guy. You got your old guy, Zay Jones.
Yeah.
All right. And you got I mean, when healthy, you got a elite tight end.
Yeah.
With an elite running back, Josh Jacobs. So you're really not missing that much.
No. They need to get another wide receiver, help out that offensive line.
Somebody who was gonna, make the coordinators think, all right, maybe we need to double this guy. They don't have that right now.
No. Nope. And if you want to go out there and you have money, I don't know what their cap is, but you could try to push for Chris Godwin. You could get Chris Godwin, then you're set at wide receiver at least.
It would be good there too. I think he's a free agent too. Michael Gallup. Gallup is not going to sit down and be the 4th receiver anymore on that team, or 3rd receiver. He's a star, and he should be a number 1 receiver somewhere.
Now you have to show that you could be that number 1. He was on my fantasy team and he was injured.
Well, when he played though, he did well.
Yeah. He stepped up.
Real quick, get back to your running back situation. What the hell happened with Breida? Because again, fantasy football, I had Moss on my team. The times you play Moss, Breida had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's gone.
He had a fumbling issue. So I think that's what happened.
Well, was he 5'5"?
Well, still, it doesn't matter. You have to hold on to the ball. And it was crazy because Singletary would drop a pass and he would go into the doghouse. Breida came in, I think it was 3 weeks straight, and he had a fumble in 3 weeks. Like every game, he had a fumble. So I didn't mind. Yeah, he's got that breakaway speed, but if you can't hold on to the ball, kind of stinks. Real quick, back to the Raiders. The NFL filed a motion to dismiss John Gruden's lawsuit and pretty much trying to get rid of his arbitration in total. So I guess they don't want none of these emails that supposedly are out there getting leaked out.
Yeah, because that goes to trial, then all the other ones are going to be leaked out, and there's going to be a whole lot of trouble.
Oh, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people, especially, he's probably going to name names since they brought him up. Baker Mayfield had shoulder surgery and said he is excited to get healthy and back to his normal self. Do you believe in Baker over there?
I don't know. There was maybe 48 hours about 2 weeks ago where the possibility of Baker Mayfield coming to the Giants was a possibility.
Really?
And people were talking about it.
I didn't hear that one.
You know what? I've grown. Maybe it's his funny commercials and he seems like a real person. Yeah. I've grown to kind of like Baker Mayfield.
I like the commercials. That I do. And I don't hate him I don't really watch him as a quarterback. I don't watch the games that much, so I couldn't tell you. But from what I've seen, he's not worse than half of the guys out there.
No.
And,
makes you wonder, that team was pretty talented too.
Yes.
On the offensive side of the ball, and they just didn't do it.
Nope. It's like some of these guys don't gel. I don't know if it's the coach not getting them to gel or what. It's like the Raiders. so many years, the Raiders had great players on there, but they couldn't gel. Excuse me. Jimmy G. He's a go for the game, even though he's still banged up with a bad thumb and his shoulder. He will be playing. Last thing out of some news here.
Another potential Giant quarterback next year.
Yeah, he's going to be somewhere. Panthers conduct his second interview with Scotty, who is the Colts running backs head coach for their offensive coordinator job. Scotty Montgomery, another Colt who might be gone. And the last thing I forgot about the Giants, Bill's assistant GM Joe Schoen has completed his second interview with the Giants for the GM.
Well, that whole thing right there would be you hire. I think it's Shane. I was reading some of the articles. So you hire Shane, then we get Daboll as well.
You could. I mean, that I was thinking about that. Which coach he might try to take? Daboll, Belichick prodigy over there. Well, he did coach with Belichick as an offensive coordinator. Belichick's ties to the Giants. I think this is why I keep saying if Belichick doesn't win next year, I think he becomes at some point something in the Giants organization. If they hire this guy, then I don't know, maybe an advisor or something. But if not, I could see him trying to become the Giants GM or something.
Well, the big name I'm hearing also is the aforementioned Brian Flores. Because he's proven to be a winner, and he's a New York guy.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, why not go hire Flores? By the way, Chino said it talks about leaving to Washington or Pittsburgh. I guess he's talking about Baker, maybe. Right away, I was like, well, they could go get Flores. But then you just fired a Belichick guy. Are you going to bring back another Belichick guy?
That's the issue. That's the issue right there. And the other fork in the road would be supposedly him and Deshaun Watson are tied together. The whole reason why Deshaun wanted to go to Miami was because Flores was the head coach.
Okay.
Now he gets the Giants job, for example. Do you make a move and get Deshaun Watson and all his baggage right now?
I wouldn't touch Deshaun Watson at all. If I was the Houston Texans, who to me was ridiculous that they fired their head coach after getting 4 wins.
That was all right. That's a hold on. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you there, but I had this thought in my head for a while. That is the ultimate FU. But then you realize the guy's got $21 million coming to him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, yeah, he should not have been fired. But then again, I think we all knew it was a 1-year stopgag.
But was it? I don't think they knew it, but freaking who did they like so much that you fired this guy? Like you actually thought you were going to make the playoffs with the team you had, especially after like Tyrod went down because Tyrod was looking good. Your team could have been more competitive, but they weren't going to make the playoffs. So, I mean.
And you actually, if you look at the last year's or this year's rookie quarterbacks, Davis Mills had a better year than Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Davis Mills had a better year than everybody except Mac Jones. Maybe Trevor Lawrence because he had that big game at the end. But Trevor Lawrence was nothing spectacular. No, not great this year. And Davis Mills got better as he went along.
Yeah. And, he had like what? One weapon over there? So
I had, by the way, he saved my season.
Maybe if you get him some weapons, the kid will actually produce. But to me, that was just a bad move. And if I'm them, you listen, you have Davis Mills. If you think he's the real deal, then stick with him. If not, trade Deshaun, and you could get a boatload for him still. I'm surprised people were still looking for him. Supposedly, the reason he didn't get traded this year was because 2 of the plaintiffs didn't want to settle. So who knows?
And the thing with Mills at quarterback, and the way he ended the season and progressed in the positive way, is that allows you now to not necessarily have to go splurge for a quarterback this year in the draft, and you start drafting and filling your other holes. They at least bought you another year with David Mills at quarterback.
Yeah, which they have a lot of holes. Unless they really think they're that much closer, then the owner's lost his mind. If he wants, give me a call. I'll be your GM. We'll put a team together over there. Our first matchup, Saturday matchups. Let's talk some football here. Some matchups. 4:30, the first game. Cincinnati playing Tennessee. Tennessee's giving 3.5 points. They did not play during the regular season. Derrick Henry is back. I mean, looking at all these teams right now, I think anybody could go. Cincinnati, you have a very good offense. Their defense is a little suspect, but you have a good running game with Mixon. You got Chase over there. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Tennessee, but I don't think they will. You know, Tennessee's all around. That was my dark horse to actually get to the Super Bowl and possibly win it. But I think Tennessee should beat them. But I think it's going to be a close game. But I would take Tennessee with the 3.5.
Yeah, I think Tennessee. You would think a coach like Vrabel would not let the week off, make his team take a step backwards. Especially that she really pumped up getting Derrick Henry back. Like I had Henry in 1 or 2 leagues this year, and it was amazing how my team's faltered when he was not there to plug in the lineup anymore on fantasy. So not only he is the real deal.
He's a monster. He's a linebacker playing running back.
Yep.
They're not sure how they're going to play him, if he's going to be sprinkled in, because the other 2 guys have stepped up. They've played well. So
Foreman had a pretty good. You know what? Unfortunately, I was just thinking about because like we're just mentioning the Texans, who had the worst running back room probably in the league this year. But I forgot Foreman started in Texas, so he can't go back there next year. But no, I mean Foreman, who was out of the league last year, I believe, didn't play because of an injury the year before. Definitely put himself back on the map of being a starting caliber running back. Because once Henry gets the ball, that's it.
Chino said,
Pippin, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think they'll sprinkle him in. I don't think they need to use him as much. Now, if it becomes a shootout, if you want to control the clock, then use Henry and the other backs. But again, since he could do the same thing with Mixon, and both their defenses are a little suspect. I might give the edge to Tennessee, but we'll see. Chino said Titans taking it just as long as they shut down Chase or shut Chase down. And then he said, Bobby, me too, Henry and IR. I went down once Henry went to the IR. I had Henry in the past. I didn't have him this year. I had Jonathan Taylor. So who are you taking then? Are you taking Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's all right. They got their big win. I think the funniest meme of the offseason, postseason so far was, there's one going around that not one person in this world has ever texted the Bengals won a playoff game until this weekend, because when last time they won a playoff game, texting didn't exist.
It was beepers probably, right?
Yeah.
When was the last time? I thought they won with Boomer. Didn't they get to the Super Bowl with Boomer?
Yes. They lost to the Niners, I believe. That's
right. Yeah. Joe Montana. The other game on Saturday, 8:00, the 49ers are going to Lambeau Field. They played in San Fran this season. Packers won 30-28. They're saying lows in the 20s, but with the wind chills that could go from 10 to 20 miles an hour, they might hit 0. Honestly, I would like to see San Fran win, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm giving the edge to the Packers, especially with the temperature. San Fran going over there and playing 0-degree weather, I think that might be a little tough for them.
Selfishly, I want to see Niners win, because I think that'll kind of shake the tree, and then that'll allow Aaron Rodgers to get fed up and come to the Steelers next year. But other side of the coin is I mentioned my older brother. He was a huge Packers fan, and so I wouldn't use that heavenly advantage, because that worked for us twice with the Giants and my dad. So We'll see now. You know,
let's see what happens.
I got a great game. Great games all around.
Yeah, every game is pretty tough. I just like the Packers. I'm tired of Aaron Rodgers.
I'm tired of his game. I mean, yeah, will I love him if he becomes a Steeler next year? Great. Will I hate him more if he becomes a Bronco next year? Hell yeah, I'll hate him more. But yeah, I'm just tired of his game, man. Tired of his act.
That's the thing. Listen, he's been in the league how long? A lot of people say, oh, he's the best quarterback, you know, which I can't understand how. And if I was talking about to one of my buddy Robs, who's been on the show before, is like, listen, if I could choose between Rodgers in his prime and Brett Favre in his prime, I'm taking Brett Favre. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm taking Brett Favre. All these years, Rodgers, he's been to one Super Bowl or two. He's won one. Where's he been in all the playoffs?
1-on-1.
Yeah, where's he been? He's so great. You know, it's been to one. So that kind of gets on my nerves. I didn't think he should have won the MVP last year. Possibly going to win the MVP again this year when I believe Jonathan Taylor should win it. But it's kind of more of a popularity thing. If not, Allen would have won it last year. But that didn't happen. So even though after all that, I think the Packers are going to win mainly because of the weather. Now, do they cover the 5.5? I think they will. Again, I think it's just mainly because of this weather. It's in their favor. Playing at home in that weather, it's in their favor.
I think Bosa's back. I think Fred Warner's back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, Niners, you know what? You got a battle of young coaches who I believe are from the same tree.
Yes.
Didn't Matt LaFleur come from the Niners before this?
Well, I know they were in Washington. At one point, it was LaFleur, Shanahan, and the Rams coach. McVay. They were all under the same branch over there, and they branched out.
They know each other pretty well, so that's what makes the chess match that much more intriguing.
Yeah, if you saw after that game, they barely looked at each other to shake hands afterwards. It was like weird. People were bringing that up. Packers, Chino saying Packers. On the sidebar, do you think Rodgers looks like Nicolas Cage, or is it just me? I don't know about that one. Maybe a little. Might just be you, Chino. Other game before we hit the Bills game, Sunday matchup, which I was surprised for the early game, is the Rams against the Bucks. Bucks are actually giving 3 points. They met up in LA. The Rams won this year, 34-24. Brady was sacked 3 times, had 1 touchdown pass, while Matthew Stafford was sacked once and had 4 touchdown passes. I don't care that it's in Tampa and Tampa's getting their guys back or whatever, slowly coming back. I think the Rams are just so stacked that they should win this game. I think they'll pressure Brady. That front four of Von Miller had a good game the other day. I think, man, they should be all over Brady and they should win this game. I actually think the Rams should end up going to the Super Bowl, but that's just my opinion. What do you got, Bobby?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think the Rams. That's my choice right now. I think it's Rams, Bills myself. But you know what? I don't think they have the running game back yet. Tampa Bay, it hurts. And
was it Akers back?
Akers is back he had 95 yards last week.
Yeah.
So, but as far as Tampa Bay,
Tampa, you mean?
I think Fournette was out. I was out last week, so I don't know if he's back this week or not. But that's the key right there, because Fournette can control the line with his size and whatnot. Yeah. Otherwise, the other guys are smaller.
I just in the beginning of the year, I picked it to be Buffalo, Tampa. But the way the Rams are just stacked up, man, I cannot see this team like losing to the Bucks.
Don't forget, where's the big game this year?
It's in LA. Yeah, well, might be with no fans.
Maybe it's a new trend this year, or the home team gets to have the game too.
I guess Buffalo won't be having any games anytime soon.
That'll be a shit show, right? With the weather up there.
I would love it. I think every team should host the Super Bowl. I feel, especially because it's football. You've got to play in every type of weather. But I understand, like, the small town might not be able to hold everybody and this and this and that. But I think every team or every stadium should hold a Super Bowl at least once.
Well, if you get your new stadium and put a dome on it, so I don't know, could Buffalo withstand all the 2 weeks of action the way the big game gets?
Well, that's what they were saying. That it might not be able to, the town. And do you really want a dome in Buffalo?
Sure.
Like, unless you're going to get the Super Bowl, do you want a dome up there?
Yeah, because
You want the elements, So, no dome. Real quick, some Bills news.
Hold on a second. I'll be straight here. Give me 1 second. I'll be back in a second.
Go ahead. So, Bills news right here. This man, Josh Allen, again. He has 29 passing touchdowns under pressure. Since 2020, he is the first amongst all quarterbacks with 29 touchdown TDs while under pressure. And he is also the first player in NFL history to throw for over 300 yards, 5 touchdowns, and run over 60 yards in a playoff game. This guy just keeps breaking records. Guy's putting in the work out there. Offensive lineman Deion Dawkins said, "No disrespect, but F everybody." Pretty much saying that people didn't believe in them. They tossed us away. And all of a sudden now, because they came back and started winning, everybody wants to be there. He's like, guess what? It's the team. It's us against everybody. So F everybody.
Well, think about that losing stretch you had there the season. That's what makes the team great, because it gives your coaching staff a chance to make adjustments.
Well, see, that's where I get that, but I get upset with these guys because to me, half the time they don't make adjustments. They've gotten better in the last, say, 3 weeks or so, but like when we played Pittsburgh, Brian Dable still was just trying to throw the ball. He didn't even try to run the ball. Why weren't you adjusting the game? Throw some slants. Pittsburgh's rush was just getting to us. Get some quick slants, throw some screens, do some draws. None of that. Just trying to throw deep. Didn't adjust. Leslie Frazier playing in that game against New England. Stack the box. Put everybody up there. You want to get crazy? Play goal line defense. He didn't do that either. He kept playing nickel. And sometimes 4-3. And once in a while, he tried to stack the box. It was like, come on, man. You have 3 quick linebackers. Edmonds, Milano. Put AJ Klein out there. Use them. Didn't make adjustments. So that drives me crazy about these guys. We talked about Jordan Poyer's little speech before that. But again, this guy, he has not allowed a touchdown in 530 consecutive coverage snaps. But no Pro Bowl for the guy. But he did make the first team All-Pro. So that kind of makes up for that. Real quick, our injury report, where I take off BuffaloBills.com or their little website there. Mario Addison's the only guy who's on our injury report. Shoulder's a little banged up. He was limited Wednesday, limited Thursday. And he's been one of the best guys on our D-line. So hopefully he could play. Now we're talking Kansas City and the Buffalo Bills. Last time they met was this year. I think it was week 5. Buffalo won in Kansas City 38-20. They were still mad about this, that this was the scene. Kaboom. Where is it? Boom. There it is. They were mad about that, had it boiling in their blood all that offseason. They handled business in week 5. But it doesn't matter now because it is a playoffs now.
Real quick, is it me or we still haven't seen prime Stephon Diggs yet?
So far,
one game he had the real lofty game, right?
Yes. I think everybody's trying to take him out, and that's why you're getting, say, like Gabriel Davis step up. You're getting other guys who are stepping up. Now, Emmanuel Sanders is healthy again, so he should be out there. Cole Beasley, all these guys should step up. Dawson Knox, he's the guy who should be eating. The middle guy should be eating all this stuff because everybody's keying on Diggs. And he still forces the ball into Diggs,
Yeah.
In that first week meeting, for week 5, Mahomes had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was sacked twice, while Allen had 3 touchdowns, no picks, and no sacks. looking at this game. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this guy was at the Buffalo Bills playoff game. No shirt, out there in the cold. Ryan Fitzpatrick out there with the fans enjoying the Buffalo Bills. He said Buffalo was always probably his favorite place to play. And look at him supporting the team. Crazy ass Fitz. The Bills need to keep playing like they've been playing. Balanced offense. Don't force just passing. Try to control the run if they can control the clock. You don't want Mahomes out there with that offense. You know, Edmonds, Milano, they're going to have big games. One thing that scares me is that we don't have Trey White. Even without Trey White, our defense has been number one since we lost him, which is huge. Wallace, love Wallace. Dane Jackson stepped up in his second year. Wallace got burnt, but luckily Hyde was there to pick that pass off against the Pats. They're going to have a tall deal with Hill. And we know Kelsey, so they got to watch the middle of the field. If you can slow those guys down, man, and control the clock and play, you don't have to play exactly like last week, but anything close to that, I think they should be able to beat Kansas City, even at Kansas City. I'm going with my Bills. What do you think, sir?
Well, first, you have a question on the screen.
Oh, where is it? Are y'all on YouTube? I missed a few weeks. I was looking. Yes. So are we going live to Blackjack on YouTube or no?
Yeah, you're on yours and mine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because we also go to Viva Los Bills on YouTube, so you can look on there too. So yeah.
Get back to the game. Now, this is what I noticed watching the game Sunday night pretty intently because over down in Roanoke when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, another reason why the Steelers got I hate to say this, blindsided. Like, where the hell did Jerick McKinnon come from? They had no answer to stop Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah.
And I think that was huge. But that being said, the cat's out of the bag now for your defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I read somewhere the other day where it explicitly said Buffalo Bills defense was built this year to stop Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Well, they went out and drafted Greg Rousseau, and they got Boogie Basham. So they tried to get some youth on that defensive line to get to the quarterback. And the one good thing, the last few weeks, the Bills have been sacking quarterbacks like crazy. And that's what they have to do. Listen, when they have a free shot on Mahomes, they have to take it. If they could pop Kelsey, they have to pop him. During that week 5 game, they were frustrating Kelsey. Eventually, towards the end of the game, he started catching some passes. But most of the game, he wasn't getting anything. They were lining him up, and that's what they need to do. They need to hit this guy. They need to hit Mahomes and frustrate him. He was all over the place, making some dumb plays. That's when he threw the 2 picks. And it's weird because even when they played San Fran in the Super Bowl, he throws some of these deep balls, just throws them up, and he's lucky that Hill comes up with it or somebody else comes up with it. When usually these should be picked off. And in the beginning of this year, when he was doing those dumb plays, he was paying for it. They were picking him off. Now he's been more taking his time, reading stuff better, and not throwing some of these dumb plays that he likes doing. So hopefully they could frustrate him and force him to do some of these dumb plays he does, either throw it up and hope they come down with it or throw against his body, So that you're trying to force him to do that. So hopefully they could get that going. But my thing is, like, they need to stop or slow down Kelsey and Hill. And the running game, like you said, Hilaire's banged up. Williams didn't practice. So McKinnon stepped up. So they have a deep squad. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these teams are almost the same. Their defense has been playing better. And that was one of their questions. Even last year was their defense. Tampa Bay was able to eat them up. The Bills couldn't. Last year, what they did do against us was press. They pressed our wide receivers, and we don't really have big wide receivers. They were able to manhandle us, and a lot of those defensive calls weren't called. And Tampa got those in the Super Bowl, but we didn't get them against them last year. So hopefully we could get separation from them and eat them up. They got to keep the hands out of their offense.
And think about wide receiver squads around the league. What comes to mind, like we mentioned before, are the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
You got Amari Cooper. You got CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, the other guys, Cedric Wilson, I think his name is, starting to make some plays too.
Yeah.
But one thing about Kansas City, though, every one of their guys is capable of touching the field and making that big play.
Yes.
Most of them see Pringle out there, and then it's DeMarcus Robinson getting a pass. Then it's McCole Hardman. It's like no matter who they put out there, they are like, they're speed burners who are all capable of breaking a play out for 6 at any given pass.
Yeah, and Robinson usually has a pretty good games against us, because we're focused on Hill, and it's either Kelsey, Hill, and then Hardman. I mean, Robinson had a good game against us, so hopefully, that doesn't happen. I don't know much about this guy Pringle, but
all of a sudden, he plays.
And they have Josh Gordon too, saying in the back. They have weapons. That's the thing. You have to get to Mahomes, frustrate him, and force him to do dumb crap. And if they can't do that, it's going to be a long day. And I just don't want to see this again, watching them celebrate and us go home. Not looking forward to that. And the Bills, they have that on their mind, man. They remembered last year. They remember them celebrating there, So do I see them winning? I think the Bills are going to win this game. I'm hoping the Bills win this game and either face the Bengals or the Tennessee Titans. And
look, if you were Cincinnati being a young team with one playoff win in the past 30 years, they'd walk into Arrowhead Field a little scared, a little nervous.
I don't know. Those are the way they're playing confident. Joe Burrow plays confident. The guy is like, he don't care.
Well, my point is that the Bills are not scared. They went in there this year and already kicked their ass.
Yeah.
And, they're going to have the confidence of having that, on their mindset.
And hopefully I'm drinking something a little more expensive or a little probably bubbly or something better this next week.
So if things play out right then and say you guys beat Kansas City and the Bengals beat Tennessee, then you have a home game.
Yes.
Oh boy.
And I want that to happen, not because I don't respect Cincinnati. It's because Tennessee's beat our butt the last few times they played us. And I think I'd rather play Cincinnati, a younger team, than play Tennessee, who seems to kick our butt and who runs the ball great against us.
One thing I think about, though, is like Singletary's running the ball well now, and you haven't had that in a while.
Yeah.
Consistent running back.
Well, it's not even that. It's just more of Derrick Henry. He's a beast, And the Bills struggle. If we have struggles, it's against the run. And they have two good wide receivers over there. Julio Jones healthy. And what is it, Robinson?
A.J. Brown.
Yeah, Brown. The guy's a beast.
The guy who killed me this year.
They have a really good squad. So all we need is the Bills to play their game, play like they should. And on that note, I think we're done, sir.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Well, if they win this week, I'm going to have to join the rest of the season, which I have no problem doing. Unless I have a game to do. Now, you usually start level. Depends if I have a game or not. But hopefully Vinny's back and sitting there in the co-anchor chair and, and you guys keep winning.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't want to be here all sad next week and angry. So, Bobby, thanks for joining me, helping him out. Well, we got a quick comment. Who's this? What's up? Kurt hopped on. Oops, I got it by accident. Go ahead, you do it. There you go. What's up, boys? Good luck Sunday. Thanks, Kurt.
Kurt, do you even look to see who's co-hosting today?
He didn't even notice.
He didn't even notice I'm here. Come on, man.
Sorry, Kurt. Your team faltered out, but it'll be better next year. Anyway, for everybody who's watching, thanks for watching. To the Bills fan, Bills Mafia, Bills Nation, everybody out there, adios. Let's get that big W. Hopefully we're all partying next week. Until next week,